gas using dollars. Instead, they said we're going to use another currency. They're looking to the future because they know what's going to happen. The elitists have it already have stated to me that by 2012, the dollar will be dead. Folks, you'd better prepare. Anything that you're going to do with your dollars, you need to do them now because you may not have the opportunity. The dollar is crashing very rapidly. This is very obvious that something is in the wind that the elitists are doing. Now, they don't want to wait until the American people get so angry and upset that they start a revolution. They want to bring it about in such a manner that you will be so poor you won't be able to do anything. Let me read you the 3 statements that he gave to me just under 2 years ago. He said, within 2 years, you will not recognize America. I'm reading them verbatim. Again, and I recorded this on DVD. I'm so glad I did, so nobody can ever doubt it. He said again, by 2012, the dollar will be dead. Again, in the same conversation, he said within 2 years, nearly everyone will be working for the government. This is before the takeover of General Motors and Chrysler and AIG and the bank problems that we had toward the end of the Bush administration and before health care. Do you realize that all of these things are coming to pass exactly as this individual told me they would happen?
Amazing. Continuing, let's look at the Iran situation. What did he tell you on Iran? That's the big one.
I am so glad you asked about this, Alex, because Iran right now is critical. You remember that 2 years ago, and again, I recorded this on my DVD series, and I said, everybody thought we were going to war with Iran 2 years ago. We had all of our Air Force, our Navy, Marines, everybody battle ready right out there in the Persian Gulf. And nearly every talk show host, and I, as a talk show guest, was saying we're about to go to war with Iran. And I was on the phone with this elitist friend of mine one day, and he said,
no, it's not going to happen for a couple years, but that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, and then 1 year ago, nearly everybody was getting ready for it again. And he said the same thing. He said, Chaplain, it is not time for war with Iran yet. Well, I'm changing my tune altogether. It's now. It's time. They are within 3... Folks, please jot this down. You are within 3 to 4 months of... And I'm putting this just as positively as I can in a manner that they would say it. The elite want a Middle East crisis within 4 to 5 months' time. It is now. Before I said you have nothing to worry about. I'm telling you now, you're within 4 or 5 months to the time that they want this. It is time.
Well, I don't even know what to say to that because so much, almost everything that this individual's told you has been dead on. Very few things have not been dead on. And, he said no war with Iran now. Now he's saying they are going to do it.
He says they want a conflict in the Middle East. Now, this could be with Israel. This could be concerning the West Bank. This could be many different things. They want a conflict, but don't focus your attention on that. Folks, I go back to what I said at the beginning of the program today. Please don't allow these little conflicts.
Yeah, but an attack on Iran, every major analyst talks about $200 a barrel, $400 a barrel. I mean, it runs the gamut of 200 and above. I mean, that would do your oil situation right there.
But watch China and Russia. Don't get so involved in watching what takes place in the Middle East that you...
No, I understand that they've made these oil deals and China's shifting away from dollars and so is Russia. That's all mainstream news. My issue is, what else did he say was going to happen with China and Russia?
Well, naturally, China is not going to be our best friend from this point on. They're cashing out. They don't want our T-bills anymore. They're not coming to the Federal Reserve auctions. And many of you will remember that I warned you about this a year and a half ago when this individual was on the phone with me, and he said whenever other countries stop buying our T-bills and our Federal Reserve auctions, that the dollar is going to collapse because there's nobody to back it up. Now the Federal Reserve is buying their own T-bills back again and monetizing the debt in a different manner. We are in everything this man told me in the past 2 years is happening just like that. Now watch China, because China is not going to continue buying our currencies. Instead, they're going to gold and silver. Okay, you ready? Here's the next one. Gold and silver. Oh, my goodness, people, I warned you I begged of you 2 years ago to buy gold and silver. Now, folks, I don't sell gold and silver. I don't represent any gold and silver dealer or company. You couldn't buy a piece of gold or silver for me if you call me on my phone personally and ask me to sell it to you. I am telling you what I have been told. Gold and silver, when I warned you 2 years ago, it was $600 to $650 an ounce. Today it's $1,350 an ounce, and it's still cheap. Where is gold and silver going? Here is the prediction. The currency of the elite is gold and silver. They are not going to allow anything to control it nor to disturb it. I warn you years ago, gold and silver, and I've just been told, is going up, 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 up. Can I say it any plainer? You have seen nothing yet. The price of gold and silver is going so catastrophic above what it is today, you have never seen the likes. It is I was told by this elitist that the only place that you could protect your assets is in gold and silver, and even at $1,350 an ounce, it still is cheap compared to what you're going to be paying for it a year from now.
And that's what he told you.
Yes, it's going to continue to go up and up and up. There is no end to this. It is the only thing. You can't depend on real estate anymore. There's no way in this world. This mortgage crisis, and we haven't even gotten on that subject yet.
Yeah, let's cover the mortgage crisis when we come back, and any other key intel he gave you, and what the mortgage crisis is designed to do. And I concur with your analysis and what he told you. I completely agree. But we'll get that on the other side. Then phone calls. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
To ship a vehicle safely from point A to point B, which company should you choose? Easy. Stateway Auto Transport. Why trust Patriot-owned Stateway Auto Transport? Many reasons. Stateway is not just a broker, but a fully licensed and bonded carrier with its own fleet of trucks and $1 million of cargo coverage insurance. With Stateway, your vehicle rides safely on a direct route on the same truck, and your shipment is always door-to-door with no hidden fees. And every shipment includes free online vehicle tracking. Simply put, Stateway Auto Transport is the best, most efficient, quickest, and friendliest worldwide shipper in the business. To receive a free quote from a live customer service representative, call 877-848-7474 or see us online at statewayauto.com. That's statewayauto.com, or call 877-848-7474. Ask about discounts for seniors, military, and all GCN listeners. Stateway Auto Transport, your one-stop shop for worldwide vehicle transport.
As gardeners, we can all relate.
What do you do with all of the excess food that you grow?
Freezing or canning may have been the process you've used, but the good folks at Excalibur Dehydrator have a healthy alternative to preserve the fruits of your labor. The Excalibur Dehydrator will help you preserve your fruits and vegetables quickly and easily, so you don't have to worry about premature spoiling. You can also use your Excalibur Dehydrator year-round to make delicious jerky. And the best part? The foods you dehydrate are free from excess additives, salt, and preservatives, and that's something we can all do without. To learn more and to order your very own Excalibur Dehydrator, visit drying123.com and see how the Excalibur Dehydrator can help you preserve your favorite foods.
Mention coupon code GCN and receive a free book on how to preserve your foods.
Again, that's drying123.com, drying123.com, or call 1-800-875-4254. That's 1-800-875-4254 today.
Your call's coming up in the next hour with Pastor Lindsey Williams. For those that just joined us, his top globalist source that he's known for 30-plus years is dying of cancer and just basically spilled his guts to him in the last 2 weeks. We were getting into mortgages. Let's break down what he told you concerning all the mortgage fraud and the big mortgage scandals that are going on right now. Go ahead, Lindsey Williams.
It's by the providence of God that I know what I know. Let me stress to every person out there in the listening audience, I was invited to be the chaplain on the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline and got to know these people back 35 years ago. They're now old. Most of them are retired. And they have been willing to tell me these things. I pass on to you only what I feel by the providence of God I've been given so that you can be properly warned and know the issues. You won't get information like this from the national media. You won't hear it any other place. I don't know of any other person on the face of the earth that one of these elitists talks to as he has been willing to talk to me over the past 2 years' time. One of the issues that has been so prominent lately is a mortgage crisis. And let me tell you what they, the elitists, have planned. They planned it way back in the 80s. They knew exactly what they were doing. This is not happening by chance. Every bit of this is by design. It is MBS. You'll be hearing this word more and more, mortgage-backed securities. They started these teaser loans, these interest-only, all of the modern-day method of mortgaging. Now, that's both for residential and commercial real estate. They knew when they started issuing these loans that it was going to wind up exactly where it is today. And it is estimated that the mortgage-backed securities issue is as high as $45 trillion. A professor in a university up in the Northeast gave this statistic this past week. It's mind-boggling. What they've done is they have taken your house mortgage, they've taken the residential and the commercial mortgages, and they've sliced them and they've diced them. And without having paperwork, they only had oftentimes computer entries to prove that they had the rights to be able to do this. They have sold these things to everything from pension funds to mutual funds to banks to insurance companies to France to England. They've sold them all over the world, and they've used them for bartering and trading. And it's oftentimes what you hear about as the secret instrument, so to speak, that's going on today. Now, what is the end result of this going to be, folks? This is so. When I heard this, I literally was mind-boggled. Eventually, the government will have to step in and bail this industry out. There is no way that, and they want it. The end goal of this is for this crisis to become so critical. Now, you remember only about 2 weeks ago, Bank of America, Chase, a number of other lending institutions said we're not going to any longer make any foreclosures. We're not going to sell any foreclosed mortgages on houses. And then just the beginning of this week, they came back and changed altogether and said we're starting all over again. They are scared to death. The lending institutions have repossessed property. They've turned around and resold that property illegally. Now, please listen to this. If you have bought a house within the past 3 years' time that was a repossession, you probably cannot get a clear title to it, and the banks know it. And you will lose. You ought to lose that property. I don't want to frighten you, but if you bought anything repossessed from one of the lending institutions in the past 3 years, you are due to lose it. Why? Because they don't have proper title. They don't have the warranty deeds. They did not get the paperwork from the counties. And these $45 trillion worth of debt is out there floating around.
Lindsey, stay there. We're going to do 5 more minutes on this and then go directly to calls. But we're going to finish up with this key information straight ahead. We'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number